Luis Suárez is one of the greatest strikers football has ever seen. He's also one of the most controversial. Some fans love him. Some fans hate him. But almost everyone agrees on one thing. At his best, he was unstoppable. Because football has produced many great goal scorers. Football has produced many great winners. But very few players have combined brilliance and chaos quite like Luis Suárez. Born in Salto, Uruguay, in 1987, Suárez grew up far from the glamour of Europe's elite stadiums. His family struggled financially. Life was difficult. But from an early age, one thing became obvious. Luis Suárez hated losing. Not disliked. Not avoided. Hated. That obsession would drive him to greatness. And sometimes, to trouble. After arriving in Europe, Suárez quickly rose through Groningen and Ajax. Goals followed everywhere. Defenders struggled to contain him. But even then, there were signs that Suárez was different. More intense. More emotional. More driven. For most strikers, football is a game. For Luis Suárez, football felt personal. Every tackle mattered. Every duel mattered. Every goal mattered. Then came the 2010 World Cup. A moment football still debates today. Uruguay against Ghana. The final seconds of extra time. A place in the World Cup semi-finals on the line. The ball was heading into the net. Uruguay were finished. Their dream was over. Then Luis Suárez did something nobody expected. He used his hand. Red card. Penalty. Chaos. Some called it cheating. Others called it sacrifice. Suárez didn't care. Because Ghana missed the penalty. Uruguay survived. And Luis Suárez walked off the pitch having changed football history forever. Loved by some. Hated by others. Ignored by nobody. Then came Liverpool. And the greatest football of his career. The 2013-14 season wasn't normal. It wasn't even elite. It was ridiculous. 31 Premier League goals. No penalties. Missed the opening weeks of the season. Yet defenders still couldn't stop him. Long-range goals. Impossible finishes. Nutmegs. Free kicks. Volleys. Goals that seemed to defy logic. For a few months, Luis Suárez looked like a man playing a different sport. The frightening thing was that he never stopped hunting. Even after scoring. Even after winning. Even after dominating. He always wanted more. Defenders didn't just respect Suárez. They feared him. Because even on his worst day, he only needed one chance. Then came Barcelona. And one of the greatest attacking trios football has ever seen. Lionel Messi. Neymar. Luis Suárez. MSN. A front three that overwhelmed football. Many thought Suárez would become a supporting player beside Messi. Instead, he became even more dangerous. Goals. Assists. Trophies. Records. Champions League glory. And proof that he belonged among the greatest forwards of his generation. But the contradictions never disappeared. That was the Suárez story. Hero and villain. Genius and chaos. Brilliance and controversy. Sometimes all in the same match. Most footballers are easy to define. Luis Suárez isn't. Then came Atlético Madrid. Many believed his best years were over. Barcelona had moved on. Critics said he was finished. Luis Suárez disagreed. Goals followed. Victories followed. And Atlético won La Liga. Once again, he proved people wrong. For Uruguay, he became a national hero. Their all-time leading goalscorer. A player who carried the hopes of an entire nation. And a player who never stopped fighting. Football has produced more elegant strikers. Football has produced quicker strikers. Football has produced players who behaved better. But football has rarely produced a striker more dangerous than Luis Suárez. Because when the ball arrived in the box, anything could happen. Football remembers the goals. Football remembers the trophies. Football remembers the controversy. But football also remembers the fear. Because for more than a decade, defenders around the world knew one thing. If Luis Suárez got a chance, the game could change in an instant. And that is why Luis Suárez will always remain a true footballing icon. Not because he was perfect. Not because he was universally loved. But because football produced a genius it could never fully control. And when that genius was at his best, nobody could stop him. What is your favorite Luis Suárez memory?